Emma, and this is Alex.
Hi.
And today we're talking about COVID-19 and the effects being in the weddings and events industry.
Normally this time of year we're quite busy with bookings, but unfortunately this is kind of been paused for the moment. And today we're going to take a bit of time and discuss the effects of it and what we're doing around this.
Yeah, so normally we'd be busy hosting weddings that have been in planning for 12 to 18 months.
There'd be a lot of work going on, a lot of gardening, ordering, setuping, cleaning, ironing.
Yeah, so from when we first met the couple, them starting to plan with everything involving all the other suppliers that we do work with, so, the florist, the celebrant.
The cars, helicopters.
Yeah. So we work with our couples, we start planning the coordination, so 3 to 6 months prior to their wedding day, so meeting with them, planning everything on site. There's a lot of, licenses involved as well, that throughout the year we're constantly working to make sure we adhere to all our licensing to be able to run weddings and events for 12 months.
And keeping it safe for everyone.
Yeah, so this is something that all of a sudden, they've been planning for 12 to 18 months, and then just all of a sudden, this come through very...
Yeah, it's quite devastating for everyone involved, not only the couples, but us as suppliers and venues, and also everyone in the network that's involved. It's really put a damper on things, but, moving forward, it's going to be good, we believe.
Yeah, so I think the hardest thing is all the work that has gone involved from the couple, them organising their guests, reserving the date. These dates have been held for them for 12 to 18 months, and everything has been planned around this particular date. And then planning, putting all the work together. I know the florist, flowers are coming from overseas.
Invitations that have gone out. Hotels that need to be booked. Everything's pinged on this one date.
And then, from a business perspective, so organising all of our staffing, our kitchen orders, from our local...
Food coming in, cake supplies, everything has a big flow-on effect for us when this has happened.
Yeah, and I think with the weddings and events industry, it is a lot of family business or small business with low profit margin businesses. So it's based on the actual day of the event.
And a high turnover of people and doing this over and over and over. A little insight is normally most venues would at least have to do 2 to 3 functions a week to make it financially viable for them to do, and same with a lot of our suppliers. And we have peak seasons like a lot of other businesses that are involved in hospitality, and we're just a unique part of hospitality. We're definitely a niche market, and we're a niche market in events as well.
So I think being a season, weddings are very seasonal. There's high season and low season, and we've come from a low season into a high season, and these small businesses as well have prepared themselves for that income to come through.
They really depend on this time of the year so that they can keep moving forward as well. This is where we get the money to kind of tie us over in the Christmas period. Because we are coming from Australia, it's a little different from the Northern Hemisphere as well, where in winter it's obviously their downtime, and then summer, that's their peak. With us, we tend to find late summer back autumn. Again through autumn definitely is our period that we're very busy. We're pretty lucky where we live because of the climate as well. We have a very steady winter, then into spring, obviously it's September, October. It's very busy for us, but with what's happening now, it's kind of put a pause all the way out to around that time period. So it's made it difficult and frustrating for everyone involved.
Yeah, I think it's been definitely heartbreaking and a stressful time. From the couples, their guests, and then their suppliers, and all the businesses involved that have all had their, couples have put their money in. They've organised invitations printed with these dates. They've paid all their deposits and all of that. And then these businesses as well that don't have that income coming.
They rely on doing these functions over and over again. It's where they get all the money to pay everyone. And these businesses, not only just us for a venue, but other ones, they employ family members, they employ other local people. Like particularly for us, we're pretty lucky. All our suppliers are normally all pretty close guys. They all employ local people, and for us, we use all local businesses too. Like most of the case, our suppliers all come within a 50k radius, and that's not only just photographers, but that's for the food side of it too that comes into our venue. We're lucky we have butchers that live very close to us that we deal with, and same with all our suppliers for other parts of it, including linen and things like that. All the little things that you don't think of that we deal with, it has a very big flow-on effect.
And I think just the, seeing it all come together on the day after all of that hard work that you put in for over this 12 to 6 months is a big, the reward is the wedding day, essentially.
Yeah, we get a kick out of doing this. Like, it's definitely something you do for passion. It's not for the money. But we love doing this. We get a kick out of it every time, and we put a lot of effort into it. So do all the suppliers in this industry and all the other venues. It's something that we go out to do because we want to see people have that special day.
Yeah. And so I think we can see the short-term effects have certainly hit now. All the laws that have come in, the travel bans. So now what are going to be the long-term effects of now?
Yeah, the long-term effects is obviously coming to the planning side of it. That's made it a lot more difficult, but it's not impossible. We just have to think outside the box a little bit. Not only us as a venue, but our guests and customers as well, and same with some of our other suppliers. And that's why we're working hand in hand with a lot of them. But also we've taken a new approach to a lot of things. We're definitely accessing the digital world a lot more.
Yeah.
Can you walk us through a bit about what you're doing with that?
Yeah, so virtual tours, phone appointments, Zoom meetings at the moment, because we're still coordinating. Weddings availability is a big thing. So brides are choosing to postpone, so there's a lot of communication that goes into that. That's quite a difficult, they're not only communicating with us, but their photographer, their celebrants. So if they're postponing, what availability that everyone lines up to be able to move forward.
And couples that are newly engaged, traditionally you would come to a venue to inspect it, but now, we've once again outside the box, we've had to look at still enjoying that excitement of coming and discovering a venue. We're just going to have to do it digitally online just for a little bit longer, and then we're going to proceed forward with that. It's a unique situation. Yeah,
certainly. And for the first time, this is 3 to 6 months of weddings that have been postponed that are now moving forward to 2021. So certainly, there is only so many Saturdays per year. There is, like we said, high and low season with weddings as well. Everyone tends to want the same day, and if they've postponed, also trying to match, they want to continue with those suppliers that they've already started planning with.
A lot of moving pieces to get back to a different date. We think communication is the best way forward. Obviously, it's like anything. A good wedding's like a good relationship. You need that communication to move forward, and for us as a venue and other venues as well, that's the only way you can go forward. And we're pretty lucky. We work in an industry that it's based around people's feelings and emotions, mainly love, obviously. And we're seeing even more compassion and humility towards each other. So, for us, that's a bonus out of it. It is a real damper that we can't do the weddings this weekend like we want to do, or the next weekend. As I said, we do get a big kick out of this, but thinking outside the box, we can move forward on this, and it doesn't matter whether you already had a wedding plan or you're looking forward to a future date. We can definitely do this just through a different medium. Yeah,
and I think for the first time, the weddings are now in 2 parts. Some couples are choosing to elope. They've been planning that day. It's their anniversary. It's a special date. It has a lot of meaning to them. So they're choosing to elope on that wedding day, but with the restrictions of 5 guests. So working with that, and then at a later date doing that celebration, creating those memories and that experience. So for the first time, weddings have been broken up into 2 parts.
We're lucky we live in a fairly good country. We've been pretty successful in keeping the virus down. So even though 5 people mightn't seem like much, you still get to have that day that, at the end of the day, it's a bond between you and your partner, and then the celebration can come later. People can still have the date that they want. It's just going to involve a little finessing around a couple of little moving parts, really.
Yeah, and it's good to see it with a lot of local businesses as well, using this time while weddings are paused, what we can do, so more behind the scenes, so focusing on how we can create employment behind the scenes, what we can do behind the scenes, stay in touch with our couples and keep it moving forward as well. We know couples want to book in those dates as well into 2021, 2022, keeping in touch with other suppliers as well. So everything is just flowing on.
Yeah. It's going to be very exciting to see what the future is going to hold. Normally we have season after season and we see the trends. This time there's going to be a pause. So we're pretty excited to see what happens once the pause comes off. We're going to see people expressing their unique characteristics and, you know, how they feel towards each other as couples and how they express that. That's one of the biggest kicks that we get. Like, Emma's been doing this for over 13 years. I've been doing it over 20, and still we get to see something new all the time. It always just blows your mind how people express their feelings towards each other.
Yeah.
Like, we see everything from horses to helicopters, you name it. And still we come out and we get a big kick out of it.
Yeah. So I think after seeing, you know, those things that couples had planned, and then the heartbreaking of news for some of them in a week or two, being told that they cannot go ahead with that, are couples still going to see value in holding a wedding day and going through that planning, you know, all of that for 12 to 18 months? That money, will they see the value?
Yeah, there's always going to be value in it. There's some things you can't put a price on, and we get to see that bond that you get to form with your close family and friends. You know, seeing the grandfather walk the granddaughter down the aisle, either as a bride or as a flower girl, there's no amount of money that can replace that. You know, coming together, it's a unity not of only two people, but of two families, and sometime in the modern world, maybe a couple more, and all your closest friends. As far as we're concerned, you can't really put a price on that, and you're always going to get value out of it. It's an expression of your love to each other, and it's a very important part of being married. Yeah. And each one's tailored to each individual couple. Yeah,
so I think it's a celebration. It's about creating memories. And, you know, with this time as well, it's giving couples, you know, time, say, for an extra 6 months to plan out their budgets a bit more, you know, plan those little extra things.
We're going to see people either simplify things or really focus on what's important to them as well. So we might see some really big shifts from past trends. As I said, we're just really excited to see what people are coming up with, what they're putting all their time and focus on. And I guess that's an important thing as well, not only the communication, but you can use this time to really achieve what you want and really plan it out well. And you'll find that all your suppliers, events and venues, they'll come to the party with you. If you've got an idea, just get back to them, and they'll tell you how they can help you achieve that goal, how you want to express what you want to express. Nothing's really off limit with your imagination. And if we work with you and you can communicate with your suppliers, you'll be able to reach those goals.
And I think, you know, we are seeing the inquiries increase for 2021, 2022.
Yeah.
And with all these small businesses involved with the wedding day, you know, it's great to see after going through the stress of this pause, being able to see the light at the end of the tunnel as well, when things can return and we can go back to celebrating, doing what we love, you know, and everyone being involved and working together to create their couples.
Yeah, there's special no reason why people can't plan either. Like, even if you're a new couple, you can still go explore a new venue. It's just going to be digital for a little bit until we get you back on site. We can do all these things. It's still exciting. You're still going to be able to achieve what you want to. There's nothing really hesitating. We can do it.
And I think, you know, couples always say the planning goes so quickly. So, you know, I think getting through this time, it is going to go really quickly as well, and it will be here before you know it as well too.
Yeah, we understand that it can be a little frustrating, but that time is going to pass quickly, and those frustrations are going to subside. And once you get to your day and you get to have that special moment with your partner, it's all just going to be a blur, really. We get a kick out of it. There's a lot of hard work that goes into it, and one of our biggest things as a venue is normally about 2 or 3 weeks later we'll receive a letter saying thank you for all the help that you did with the planning of it, making our day easier, carrying that heavy load for us, achieving the perfect day that they wanted. And, you know,
and it's the best day of their lives, too, that you want as many people to enjoy it, or your loved ones to be there with you, enjoy that moment.
And we feel proud that we get to share that and we get to achieve that. Not many places you get to go to work and make someone's day better most of the time, and with us, that's a constant achievement. And with this wedding industry, that's what most of you ask most of the suppliers, and that's what they want. This has been a really big damper on how people have felt, and it can be quite frustrating. But at the end of the day, this whole industry is moving forward to get the goals that we want to set, and that's happy couples. At the end of the day, we want you to have that moment. We want you to look back and go, you won't even worry about what led up to it, because on the day you still get what you wanted out of it. And that in itself is valuable. You won't be able to do that. You can't really put a price on that either.
Yeah, certainly.
We're quite lucky here. We work very hard in this industry to do these things, and I just don't know if we'll ever not celebrate. We'll just find a different way of doing it.
Yeah, it is a very passionate industry, so, and a lot involved. So thank you for listening to our first chat. We would love to know what you would like to hear from us. So leave your comments, let us know what you'd like to hear, and like us, subscribe to us so you can hear more.
Thank you.
Thank you.